Hi, I'm Anthony Ackroyd. Welcome to Political Bent. You know, a lot of people come up to me and say, "Hey Anthony, I'm confused. Can you explain the current political system in Australia?" Well, believe me, it baffles the best of us these days, but I'll give it a shot. The political process in Australia begins with focus groups. A focus group is a collection of people in a room who are paid some money to fleetingly feel important by sharing their unqualified opinions. A moderator asks the focus group questions such as, "Do you think this washing powder smells too lemony?" Or, "Would you pay $13.50 to see Justin Bieber in 3D? Or, "Do you consider Bob Catter a lovable eccentric or a dementia patient in a 10-gallon hat who would make a cut snake look sane?" Politicians ask focus groups what they have to do to be liked. Once they get told this, they can then make up what are known as policies. Policies are promises politicians make to get elected, but are not binding once elected. Whatever policy the government comes up with, the opposition is required to immediately oppose it, regardless of the content. That's why they're called the opposition. Duh. The public can only understand a policy if it is based on the Bart Simpson "eat my shorts" formula, a 3-word sentence with only one verb and one noun that contains a simplistic call to action. Stop the boats. Good. We propose a resource super profits tax of 40% on mining profits that allows companies to subtract a tax-free allowance of 6% from their existing earnings, as well as an accelerated rate of depreciation. Well, eat my shorts. Politicians promote policies by appearing in media interviews. During these interviews, the interviewer asks the question they would like answered, and the politician answers the question they would have liked to been asked. Can you guarantee that refugees will have their human rights respected in Malaysia? No, I won't be getting married in the foreseeable future. Yes, but can you guarantee that refugees will have their rights respected? What I can say is this: Tim has a really big shed, and I'm not allowed in. This strategy is called staying on message, and despite it making them look evasive and shifty, politicians pay media coaches good money to tell them they should do it. These are the same people who tell politicians that when they make any public announcement, they must have a minimum of 2 people slightly behind them nodding in agreement. We, the general public, are for the most part unsophisticated folk who are highly suggestible. Seeing people nodding makes us nod as well, and then we have no choice but to agree with whatever is being said. You believe me, don't you? Yes, you do believe. Not only must politicians make themselves look good, they must make their opponents look bad. So they also pay people, affectionately known as mud rakers, to produce dirt files on those they want to target. Mr. Speaker, it may be true that the Health Minister is trying to reduce the number of people who die from cigarette-related diseases, but we happen to know she also inhaled the slipstream of a Marlboro Blue that her friend Charlene smoked behind the shelter shed in grade 6. Hypocrite! Sorry. Volcanic ash. Politics is not without its pressures, which male politicians feel with particular intensity. This is why they are compelled to be unfaithful to their partners, solicit sex in public places, father love children to mistresses, use drugs to seduce minors, have cocaine binges with high-class prostitutes, send suggestive emails to staff members, sniff the seats of female colleagues, dance on couches in their underpants, post pictures of their genitals on social media sites, and make sexist catcalls to female parliamentarians. Whew. If any of these behaviours do occur, they are handled by people called spin doctors, who arrange for the politician in question to avoid the consequences of his actions. Now, this is done by the politician calling a press conference and making an apology that includes the words, "I take full responsibility" and "I have made errors of judgment." And it's absolutely critical to include the words, "I regret the enormous hurt I've caused my family," which, to be effective, must be delivered in a voice cracking with emotion, while at the same time wiping away a manly tear of remorse. Timing is everything in politics. Well, I hope that makes the way our political system works just a little bit clearer. It's no picnic for our pollies, but luckily, after hanging in for a few years, they are compensated with incredibly generous superannuation, free air travel, and limousines for life. And they can use their taxpayer-funded profile to get cushy jobs in the private sector, where the contacts and inside knowledge they gained while appearing to represent our interests can be exploited by the rich and powerful. Yes, the system works. If only it worked for us. I'm Anthony Ackroyd. See you next week for more Political Bent.